We did a lot of good things out there tonight. I loved our start. We got a lead. We came ready to play tonight, and it had a good feel about us. We had a good feel before we walked out on the rink, and we carried it through. I didn't like the penalties we took in the second period, and we let them back in the game, and then Walker or Johnny Walker there. What a big time goal he scores. That you don't see too often, and all of a sudden we got ourselves a hockey game, and then a couple of seeing eye tips, and we get back in the lead. But that was a pretty even game tonight, and outside of a couple penalties and a miscue on the penalty kill, getting them back in the game, I thought we played pretty well tonight.
We'll take our first question from Greg Cameron.
Coach, thoughts on Jared Moe's performance tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have it. He liked that fourth one back where it dribbled out in front of him, but outside of that, he didn't have it. He made a couple monster saves for us. Where we got a little loose, and he didn't have a chance on those first three. And he hadn't played a game yet, and that's it. They got over 100 goals returning on that team, and they're going to do that. They're going to do that all season in our league.
What's his mentality been like, waiting to get back in the net?
It's been awesome. We really see it too. We've won some big games, and he's the first guy out to congratulate Laffer, and he really had a good week of practice. Came back after Christmas, and he was digging in there, telling everybody I'm ready to play a game, and we had to get him in there. He did a good job for us tonight. Very good.
We'll go to Eric Vigo next.
Coach, you've been trying to find ways to get Blake going this season, and tonight he gets 2 goals on tip plays, where he's in that right spot of the rink. Is that a good lesson for him going forward, not to be looking for goals, but looking for the right areas to be?
Yeah, and I think too, you'll see a lot of times when guys are, and I'll use the term, when guys are in a slump, and then they're thinking, it doesn't come then. And that's how you usually see a lot of guys get out of it. Puck off their rear end in. He gets a couple tips, and I'm sure I can tell you right now, he's got the weight of the world off him. And you were going to see him do that. I mean, the kid scored his whole life. He went 8 games. He didn't invent slump. That was invented a long time ago by some baseball player. But he's out of it now, and you're going to watch him continue to get offense for us the rest of the year.
Our next question will be from Jess Myers.
Bob, a lot of talk about your 3 defensemen that aren't here, but Mike Kester, who stayed behind, has put together a really nice series this weekend and really seems to be moving the puck well. Can you just talk about kind of the young defensemen and what they're contributing offensively?
Well, yeah, that's one of the things in the 4 games. Michael took a monster role for us where we put him right into the first choir chair, and has just been lights out for us. And you can just see how good of a player he is. And he's going to continue to do that in college hockey. And then, Sam gets a couple assists tonight, kicking it through, walks right in. And, he's a big, strong kid. He can snap it off. And our defensemen did a very good job in those 4 games. Everybody went up a roll. A couple of guys, got back in the lineup with like Rossini and Fish. And we've got depth back there. And we loved it. It was great.
And then, not a lot that was necessarily pretty about this game, but kind of a gritty win for your team. Do you learn something from that?
Well, yeah. We can't make the mistakes, and you're going to, have it once in a while. But, like, we made 2 critical mistakes. We made a mistake on the taking the penalty, and then we made a big mistake on the penalty kill. And those 2 cost us. That got Arizona State back in the game. You want a team to have to earn their way back into it, especially at home. Anywhere, home or away, you want them to earn it to get back in. And we kind of gift wrapped a present for them to get back into the game. And they got too much talent and well coached, and then they made a play and tied it up, and away we go. Now you got a hockey game till the end, and thank goodness we were able to get a few bounces. I didn't see McManus, but I think bad angle that went off somebody. I haven't seen that, and I know he just threw it at the net. We got a couple of bounces for us to get the lead again. And that's the lesson, is that, if you do that one of these nights, it's going to cost us, and that's what we need to learn that and learn it quickly.
We'll go to Randy Johnson next.
Bob, you might have covered this already. My Zoom crashed on me. What'd you feel about the response after the lacrosse goal by them?
I thought it was great. The Sample, what a big time goal by Sample. That was a missile, and it was a great goal by Walker, or their Walker, to take the lead.
Did we lose Coach there? Coach, you there?
I think we lost.
Okay, guys, I'm going to call Coach out, and we'll be done, and we'll get back with the player here shortly. Thank you.
Blake, how good does it feel to finally not have a 0 next to the goal category?
It feels pretty good, but more importantly, we got the win and closed out that ASU series.
Just, what is the first 9 games like for you? Did you find yourself kind of gripping the stick too much, or, any of those, typical things that you go through when you're in a little bit of a scoring slump?
Yeah, I think I was just, not moving my feet, not finding time and space, and just not playing hard and getting to the front of the net like I should be. And I think I finally did it tonight, and it paid off.
Blake, what was the response after the lacrosse goal by them? Did you team seem to just rally after that? Is that how it worked?
Yeah, obviously it's a really nice goal. Skill level to do that's obviously pretty high, but the rally back was really important for us. And obviously when you see a goal scored like that, it kind of lights a fire under you. So I think we kind of responded well and took off from there.
Any more questions for Blake?
Blake, just generally, what's the feeling on the team right now? Nothing's really coming easy, and yet you're still winning games.
Yeah. The feeling around the locker room's very light. We're very passionate about playing each game and focusing on the game at hand, not looking too much forward. It's just we're keeping it very simple and just trying to keep our focus on each game right now.
And are you majoring in forestry, or can you explain that hat somehow?
So I live with 5 other guys: Stadaker, Myers, Weber, Close, and Nelson. And we've been watching Yellowstone. It's a little TV show. That's what we've been doing over break, and that kind of inspired the hat. It's kind of a cowboy look. That's why I got the shirt on too. So just trying to be like Yellowstone.
I'm just going to point out that I also have been to watch Yellowstone over Christmas break, and I agree it is a good show.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
We will go to Eric Vigo next.
Blake, as the game got tied there, finishing out the weekend, what's the focus for you guys on the bench to get the game finished out the right way?
Bob kind of just looked at us and said it's on us. We kind of let down our goalie a bit there. We weren't playing sound defense, and it was just one of those games where pucks were kind of bouncing every which way, and you couldn't really get a handle on the game, and you just had to close it out and just do whatever it takes.
When there's a game with a lot of bounces like that, what's key for forwards?
Keeping it simple. I think going back to last night, we were trying to force everything across the blue line, making too many plays within 5 feet of the blue line, and just not playing like we should, getting pucks deep, turning the defenseman, and just getting a good forecheck on them. And I think we kind of found that later in the game tonight, and I think it paid off.
Jared, I noticed after the game, Laffer went and grabbed the game puck and handed it to you. What did he say at that point?
Not too much. We've been really supportive of each other all year, and that's something we just have to be a top team in the country. So we've been really good about that. He brought me the puck and just said, congrats on your first game, or first win of the year. Just meant a lot to me, like getting that one under my belt. It's been a pretty good time since I played last. So being able to get that win in my first game back meant a lot to me.
How'd that first shot feel? You hadn't faced a live ammo in a long time.
Yeah, there's definitely I don't get nervous for a lot of games. That was one of them where you just want to get that first shot or two under your belt and kind of ride the wave. That first one bobbled it a little bit there, but no issues with it, and felt good to get back in there.
Let's go
Jared,
to Eric. Go ahead.
Jared, could you go through the lacrosse goal scored by Johnny Walker? How it happened? I mean, and then how your team responded after that? How that meant? What that meant to you?
Yeah, I mean, that's not really something you see ever, like practice games. Like I haven't even you watch it on Sports Center on highlights, and that's all you ever see it. But just to have it happen to me, it was kind of it's a mental challenge for sure. You know it's going to be like everywhere in the middle of that game, but it's just I had to let it go, focus on the next shot. And then I think that, they were kind of hemming us in at that point. They got some quick ones there in the second, but we were able to bounce back, made a save there, and went it down and scored. So I think just trying to forget it as best I can in game. Now I'm sure I'll watch it after and kind of laugh at it. But yeah, it's tough.
We'll go to Eric Vigo next.
Do you know the history of the Mike Legg goal from Michigan against Minnesota at all?
Yeah, I've seen it.
And then how did you hear about your start today? You've had a long wait for this one. Did you get any kind of message from your coach or Carl Popper, your goalie coach?
I had no clue coming in to our game yesterday or our series that I was going to get one this weekend. And after the game last night, Bob kind of just pointed at me and in front of the team and said I was going. So that's how I found out, and everyone was really excited for me. So that was cool to see. It made me feel really wanted within the team, even though I haven't played a significant role.
Learning that last night, were you able to sleep at all?
It'd be a little different if it was my first game, but since I had that experience from last year, I was able to sleep. But there's definitely a lot of excitement, a lot of nerves today that I kind of had to get under control.